Hello. Today is Friday, October 28th, and this is Friday 5 at 5 with the Denver Public Library. My name is Erin. I'm a librarian at DPL's Central Library, and in 15 minutes or less, we'll have you up to speed on 5 new titles out this month that we can't wait for you to read or listen to. It's almost November, which means it's almost International Games Month. If you've ever wondered what is involved in taking a game from concept to the consumer, head over to our University Hills branch on November 12th at 3 p.m. to hear game creator and DU professor Michael Gibson Light describe the process and hear about his brand new card game, Dead Theorists, in which the ghosts of Simone de Beauvoir, W.E.B. Du Bois, Michel Foucault and Karl Marx have returned from beyond the grave to complete a bit of unfinished business. Attendees will have the chance to play a hand with Gibson Light coaching. And don't forget, if you're thinking of designing a game, our Idea Labs are great spaces for creating prototypes with 3D printers, laser cutters, Adobe InDesign, and much more. Now on to the books. Our first book is Malice House by Megan Shepherd. Finding an early, unpublished manuscript of dark adult fairy tales, Haven Marbury hopes it can be a posthumous collaboration between the author, her deceased father, and herself, an aspiring illustrator. Her father's last days were spent in Malice House, hearing voices and seeing monsters as he sunk into his own nightmare of dementia. It seems that everyone in the nearby vacation town wants a piece of the manuscript. Her father's obsessive literary salon members, the ink drivers, her mysterious yet charming neighbor who has a tendency toward 3 a.m. bonfires, a young barista with a literary forgery business, and, of course, whoever keeps trying to break into her house. However, strange events begin to occur once Haven starts drawing the malevolent characters from her father's book, Bedtime Stories for Monsters, and she begins to wonder if there is a connection between these happenings, the story collection, and her father. What begins as a gothic mystery spirals into a dark fantasy with unexpected twists and turns. This title is best read with lights on. Available from publisher Hyperion and in print at DPL. For more breathless creepiness, check out Jennifer McMahon's The Children on the Hill, a twist on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and a must for fans of psychological thrillers. Or, in Colorado author Carter Wilson's title, The New Neighbors, readers have to decide if the monster is inside the house or not. Prince Shakur's debut memoir, When They Tell You to Be Good, starts with an argument between him and his mother, which recalls the image of his father's murder, a man he never got to know. In unflinchingly honest detail, Shakur traces his own journey of self-actualization as a queer, black Jamaican man growing up in an environment entrenched in homophobia, and the wound caused by the untimely loss of his father. By age 15, the author had already lost 5 close male relatives to murder, and he dedicates much of the book to reckoning with that violence and chronicling the forging of his own path, ultimately becoming a radicalized adult traveler, writer, and anarchist in Obama and Trump's America. The way he interrogates his experiences at Standing Rock and organizing Black Lives Matter protests serves as both self-reflection and socio-political commentary. The memoir also skillfully depicts complex familial dynamics, particularly Shakur's relationship with his mother, with gut-wrenching transparency. By the end, Shakur reckons with his identity, his Jamaican family's immigration to the U.S. before his birth, and the intergenerational impacts of patriarchal and colonial violence. Available from publisher Tin House and in print at DPL or as an ebook through Overdrive. For a further exploration of the African American experience for men, check out What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, a memoir from Damon Young, which is both a celebration of the idiosyncrasies and distinctions of Blackness and a critique of both white supremacy and how we define masculinity. For a viewpoint from another culture, pick up My Life, Growing Up Asian in America, a collection of 30 heartfelt, witty, and hopeful thought pieces on the experience of growing up Asian American. Samantha Schweblin, whose unsettling 2017 book, Fever Dream, was shortlisted for the Man Booker, is the author of our next book, a collection of short stories called Seven Empty Houses, originally published in 2015 in Argentina and published now in English for the first time with a superb translation by Megan McDowell. The 7 houses in these 7 stories are empty, but they are empty in different ways, devoid of love or life or furniture, people, truth, or of memories. Writing in her uniquely tense style, Schweblin creates a sense of dis-ease through visionary yet creepy tales. The twists in these stories are unnerving and surprising and never expected. Although written in a pre-pandemic world, this translation is timely. Many of us now understand what it means to be stuck inside our homes following the COVID-19 pandemic. Each tale in 7 Empty Houses reminds us of the terror of being stuck somewhere that should be safe and comforting, only to find a vital part of the equation missing and comfort nowhere to be found. Available from publisher Riverhead Books and in print at DPL, and as an ebook or e-audiobook through Overdrive. For another unsettling short story collection, try Atessa Moshfegh's Homesick for Another World. Or, do you really like the creepy undertones of the unreliable narrator? Then you'll love Ian Reid's I'm Thinking of Ending Things. What even is a nerd anymore? This is the question Maya Phillips tries to answer in her new book, Nerd, Adventures in Fandom from This Universe to the Multiverse. The history of the word nerd is wide-ranging, from insult to text marks. Today the word implies a devotion to comic books, niche science fiction worlds, or even the mainstream Marvel Cinematic Universe, as found in the latest Avenger movies. This book doesn't serve as a study or history of nerds, but rather as a deeper dive into nerd culture, or into what the millennial generation is watching and reading in the media. Spread out over 9 essays, the book explores topics like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or the emo band of the 2000s, My Chemical Romance, to the 1990s anime cartoon Sailor Moon, and much more. Cultural dissections of nerd culture fill the book with a background of Phillips' own youth and upbringing, finding her place in the world. With a heavy nod towards representations of Black Americans in media, from the TV show The Boondocks to Marlon James's novel Black Leopard, Red Wolf, to the Black Panther and Wakanda universe, Phillips discusses how the media we consume helps to make up our view of the world. As Phillips puts it, my blackness was not separate from my nerdy identity. Available from publisher Atria Books and in print at DPL, or as an ebook or e-audiobook in Overdrive. Want some more books to round out your exploration of pop culture? Read The Science of Game of Thrones, From the Genetics of Royal Incest to the Chemistry of Death by Molten Gold, Sifting Fact from Fantasy in the Seven Kingdoms by Helen Keane. Or take a deep dive into the world and culture of malls in the new book, Meet Me by the Fountain, An Inside History of the Mall by Alexandra Lang. After spending a decade in prison in Germany for killing his lover, the main character of Kevin Chin's Ghost Town, who shares the author's name Chen, returns home to his small rural hometown Yongjing and reunites with the surviving members of his family during the month-long annual Ghost Festival. While his 4 older sisters are still alive, his younger sister, Plenty, killed herself several years back and is now present as a ghost alongside their dead father. As the story unfolds, the reader learns what tore the family apart, what drove Chen to find acceptance as a young gay man elsewhere, and the truth behind the murder of his boyfriend, T. This mesmerizing story is told from the point of many different voices, some living and some dead, all of whom are multidimensional and interesting. And the story skips around in time deceptively as Chen searches for his identity and experiences the clash of cultures. Originally published in 2019 in Taiwanese, Ghost Town is translated into English for the first time by Daryl Stirk. Available from publisher Europa Editions and in print at DPL. This book is for fans of My Cat Yugoslavia by Pacim Statovici and The Leavers by Lisa Ko. And, just in case you missed it, our final suggestion this month is Other Terrors, an inclusive anthology, edited by Vince A. Liaguno and Rena Mason, an anthology of original horror stories showcasing authors from underrepresented backgrounds telling terrifying tales of what it means to be, or even to seem, as an other. Other might mean someone from a different culture, different background, sexual preference, belief system, or even different skin color, and how they are perceived as scary for being different. Are our eyes playing tricks on us, or is there something truly sinister lurking under the surface of what we thought we knew? And who is really different or other anyways? This book includes stories from Tananarive Due, S.A. Cosby, Stephen Graham Jones, Gabino Iglesias, and more. Available from publisher William Morrow and in print at DPL or as an ebook or e-audiobook through Overdrive. For standalone efforts from some of the authors included in this book, check out Your Mind is a Terrible Thing by Haley Piper, or dig into The Hunger by Alma Katsu, a retelling of the Donner Party with a Walking Dead twist. That's all for this month. Thank you for tuning into Denver Public Library's Friday 5 at 5, and we hope you enjoy these great reads and listens. Check out or place a hold on these titles and a whole lot more right now at denverlibrary.org. Check out our links below. Tune in next month for new recommended reads. Bye!